Boss, keep it real, uncut, unfiltered. What's good, big boss?
Yo, 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 this is Big Boss from Oakland, California. Yay! What's up, Richie Rich?
Man, chilling, man. People been asking about you, man.
I,
Been
I
asking where
know.
you at.
Man, I've been in the trenches, bruh. I've been in the trenches out here. I've been in the mud. I've been trying to get it out the mud, man.
Man,
You
I
know,
got a new conspiracy theory dude for you, man.
what?
Yeah, his name Matt. He on the line now. I think he gonna jump on, but he was
Okay,
talking. He was chopping it up about stuff earlier, man. He heavy,
okay.
he heavy into it, man. So
We see. I'll test them out. Ain't nobody I know heavier than me, so I'll test them
really,
out.
you think so?
I know so. I mean, that I ran across. That I ran across. Nobody I know. Personally, now, yeah, it's motherfuckers like on the internet that I learn from and stuff like that, in books that I buy, famous authors and speakers and people like that. But anybody in my vicinity, nigga, no, nobody in my vicinity that I know or know
No,
of,
ain't got no
no,
smoke for you.
at all. They can
Man,
add to it though. That's the thing. When you're a researcher, you learn. But yeah, this shit crazy, man. But I know people have been asking about me. Man, I've been busy, man. My job as a top flight security, man, that shit is essential nowadays, man.
yeah, you didn't have
So
no ride. You didn't have to do nothing for no riding or nothing like that.
now it's funny you say that. Almost last night I almost did. So my security firm I work for, they called me in on some overtime shit to be on the standby uh for a couple of hotspots, a couple of clients that we have, I should say, all through the Bay Area, increase their security. So I was on standby to jump to any hotspot, but shit got crazy, but it didn't get crazy enough to activate me. So basically, I got paid for nothing. So yeah, I almost did. I was ready. I was vested up, had my vest on, my inner vest, my outer vest, had my riot gear. I was ready, but they didn't need me. So fuck it, I got paid for nothing.
So how would that work with you? Would you let's say you was doing security at a place and you seen guys about to break the window and all that shit, what would you do? You defend it and say
Man,
riot?
well, check this out. You
They
know,
fuck
you
up,
know,
they
Big Boss.
fuck the
You,
people up, boy.
you know, Big Boss keep it real, and Big Boss got bills to pay, and hating motherfuckers might leak this to my employers and whatnot. So, what kind of security is you? But I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Big Boss is gonna let nature take over, man. It's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Right.
Nature,
Absolutely.
nature gonna take over, and I'm still get paid, and I'm gonna be safe, and we'll leave it at that. And I fucks with the movement too. So I'm lightweight conflicted. That's what we're talking about. When you hit me on the side, when you hit me on the side for this, like protesting versus rioting, when is it too much? Or you know what I'm saying? Is it justified or which one is more effective? So that's what we about to unpack and get into. But yeah, so shit, I'm with the shit, bro. I'm with the movement, man.
Oh, okay. I feel you. But yeah, man, I seen a few buildings where they actually had I was down there. I
I
wasn't in the
know.
rise, but I was down there.
No, man, hats off. I meant to say that to you, man. I was on that live, man. Man, hats off, man. You was really there, bro. For real. You
Yeah,
was really there. I saw it on Friday night. You was,
right.
hats off, man. Hats off. Big us, man. I respect you even more for that. You was out there. Matter of fact, I told my son, about you in the situation when it was about to light up and burn up that one little restaurant shit, but it was an apartment above it. Dude,
Right,
you was the main one, the loudest voice I heard telling them don't do that because it was people up there. Rich, you
right.
probably saved some people's lives, bro. For real.
That's what they say, but
Oh, for real. I'm telling you. I saw it. What's in that? You was the loudest one on the video. You're like, no, there's people up there, bro. There's people up there. And you really got the people to stop. They was close. They lit up the thing. Two or three of them carried it over to the broken window. You kept yelling at them hella loud. They listened to you, and then they brought it back and left it in the street. I said, look at that. Richie Rich probably saved some people's lives, man. Roll the tape, Richie Rich, for real.
It was people like it's like businesses at the bottom, but apartments, I guess, at the top or something like that.
Right.
It might have been the owners, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But man, it's finna light that shit up, man. I was like,
oh, bro, for real. I saw that. And you weren't the only one. There's hella people, you know, especially the loud ass females and knowing that voice. Oh, hell no, that people. But I heard your voice. I heard Richie Rich voice.
right.
No, bro, don't do that, bro. There's people up there, bro. You were serious. You were serious. In my opinion, nigga, 80% because of you. Your loud ass voice, you got them to burn that place up. So hats off, man. Big ups to you, man.
I'm glad they did burn it, man. It wasn't too much that they did burn down there, man, because a lot of stuff downtown is connected. Like, you know, it's connected to buildings and people who do live in them places. The people are inside of those places.
Right. So you're right. So what you saying, even though you might have said that one, Mr. Superman, other ones maybe might have got burnt with people in it.
Well, they didn't do too much burning in Atlanta. That's one thing they didn't do. As far as I know.
Right.
They did a lot of hey Matt, try to turn off your replay behind you.
Okay.
Just listen to the show right here in the screen. You heard me?
Yeah, I heard you.
Just mute it. You can mute it. If you just want to mute it, just mute it. There you go. But yeah, man, so they didn't do a whole lot of burning out here, man.
Okay.
But I'm glad, because that burning shit, man, that shit really fucks shit up.
Man, that was crazy. I saw that shit for real.
Most of the businesses, all they gotta do is replace windows and products.
Right. Windows, more or less. Or get this one, or merchandise. Windows and merchandise. Most of the time, if they break a window, motherfuckers going up in there too. They're gonna break the window and they're gonna go in there to take shit. Yeah. Don't let you have no shoes. Don't let you have no shoes, no TVs,
man.
Nigga. No laptops, nigga.
Hey, they skipped over the shoe store, man. Well, they ain't gonna say they skipped over it. They didn't go all the way down to it.
What?
Yeah, a couple of guys were like, yo, let's go out to shoe. And some folks were like, nah, man, he good to us. I'm like, shit.
He like, what? No, because what? They said, nah, because what?
Some guys are saying, nah, he been cool with the community.
Oh, I feel that. No, I feel that. And real shit, you know.
Right.
That's the shit, man. That's. And then again, you know, we about to unpack that. All the ramifications that go to the shit, man. There's a lot of shit. Which businesses do you target? Which did you attack? Some shit, you know, all kind of shit on social media is just exploding. Everybody is throwing in the mix. Somebody uploaded some actress or whatever. I don't know her name. I don't recognize it, but I like what she said. She was like, check this out. For all you businesses that benefit off the black dollar, off black people commerce, and now you know you upset, rightfully so, that your businesses are getting towed up, burned up, all this shit. But where were you when these injustices were going out? Did your company put out like a public statement like against police brutality and stuff like that? So you was quiet when this shit was happening. So don't say nothing now. Just sit back and collect your insurance money because you're gonna get fucking paid anyway. You're going to get paid anyway on the insurance claim. So sit back and accept your insurance money because you wasn't saying nothing when motherfuckers, when black people was getting taken out by the police. Now you want to say something. I'm like, ooh-wee.
But on the insurance thing, they will get paid on the insurance, but they will still have losses as far as money made and shit like that. But fuck them, man. They got.
Oh, well, chalk it to the game, nigga. Chalk it to the game.
Matt, what's going on, man? Matt, you on mute?
He muted himself.
Yeah, he muted himself.
Okay. Yeah, I'm there, man. I'm listening.
Okay. What's up with you, Mr. Matt?
Matt, what I was telling you, whatever device you got playing in the background, mute that.
Right. Oh, okay. Here's the thing. You sent me that the link on the smartphone, and I'd rather you send it to me on the laptop.
Oh, you want it on the email?
Yeah, send it right here in chat. Can you send it in here?
Oh, you want me to put? Okay, I'll put it in a private. Yeah, I'll put it in a private thing, and then you can send that to your email. You see it on the side on the private thing.
All right. I just shut down the laptop. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you.
I mean, if you wanted to go to your phone, just take it out the WhatsApp and send it to your email. Just copy it out the WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Email.
Okay.
Pick it up on the phone.
This is fine if you guys can hear me.
I can hear
Oh,
you.
we hear you loud and clear.
Yeah.
5 by 5, man. I hear you 5 by 5.
I'm an older guy, man, and
Me too.
You weren't here earlier, and I've experienced quite a few of our people dying. I've experienced white people killing people and blaming it on black people. And again, I'm going to mention a couple of them. Every black person in America and in the world probably should know who Charles Stewart is and what he did. Every black person should know who Susan Smith is. Okay, and there's some others, but this is the most, should I say, blatant ones that I know. Charles Stewart is the guy who walked into Roxbury, Boston, the black community in Boston, shot his pregnant wife and said a black man shot them. He killed his wife, and I think he grazed himself with a bullet or something to make it seem like somebody had attacked them. And the worst part is that they ransacked the community, the black community. And what pissed me off is that they manhandled little old ladies and little old men in the community, arrested a black guy with a rap sheet. But it just so happened that his brother confessed that he had bought the gun for him. And that black man was saved. But what I remember also, the police chief saying, and they asked him, "Are you sure you got your man?" He says, "Yes, we got our man." That's the black guy I'm talking about, that they were probably on a railroad. And yes, we got our man. And later on, that wasn't true. So how much can you? This is the police chief when he was asked more than once, "Are you sure you got the right man?" You know, but they made sure they got a black guy with a rap sheet so people would believe it.
Right.
And I say that to say it hasn't stopped, because just a couple of days ago, a white woman felt that she could get a black man killed by calling the cops and saying the black man attacked him. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't seem what your status is. I understood this guy is a Harvard graduate.
Right.
And it happens over and over.
A goofy.
So I'm at
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm at the stage that I'm not scared, and for a lot of different reasons. I'm ready to go 6 feet or wherever. But I just wish my people would remember what has happened in the past, so that you know what's happening now and in the future. It hasn't changed. I mean, Fernando Castillo had a license to carry. He announced to the cop, which he's supposed to do, "I have a weapon." The guy told him to reach for his license, and he shot him with his little girl in the back. You know, that happened in Minnesota. Minnesota people, what have you done since then? I watched this, however long this video is, with George Floyd with his nose to the ground. His nose is to the ground. He's begging, "Please don't kill me. Please let me breathe." A couple people standing by and saying, "Let him breathe. Just give him a chance. Let him breathe."
Right.
And you can't be nice. You can't be nice all the time, I guess. You can't be nice all the time. And I know, you know what? Not all cops are bad. I'll tell you why. Yeah, I'm not into storytelling. I'd rather listen. I was traveling from Fort Rucker, Alabama, back to Fort Bragg after having a couple weeks in air assault training. And my foot was on it, on the road, and I got pulled over. And this cop told me to come to his car, sat in his car. And he said, I don't remember how he started, but he asked me, it was around Christmas time. He said, "Do you have a wife?" I said, "Yes." "Do you have children?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Do you know how fast you're going?" I said, "No." I drove a Chevy Nova, and it was pegged at at the needle. The needle was pegged. It only went 85. Okay. And then he said, "Look at the radar." And I'm not going to tell you guys what the radar said.
150.
And he says, no, 120. But anyhow, he said, "Woo, go home to your wife and kids and tell them this is my gift to them for Christmas." And he says, "Man, lay your foot off a little bit. I know you probably want to get home because you've been away from him a few weeks." But he was a brother. I don't know if that makes a difference.
He was?
Yes. And to me, he was definitely a nice guy. You know, he sat down and he spoke to me like a human being. And they said, "Go home and tell your wife that's my gift to her." So I'm not gonna say every cop is bad. And when we get angry, we do that. You know, that's my experience with one cop.
Right.
I had bad experiences too. You know, I had a guy stop me here recently on 441, and I was speeding, but I wasn't speeding as fast as he said. But by then I had learned. Oh, before I forget to say that in the previous video. For you guys who haven't seen this video, it's a video on YouTube that's called "Never Talk to the Police." It's about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I've watched it over and over. I've watched it over and over and over again. And if you watch it and you follow this guy's instructions, you're not going to get in trouble. And he proves to you why you should never talk to the police.
Right.
Okay. So this guy stopped me on 441 and he goes, "You know how fast you're going?" I didn't answer. I said, "On the advice of my attorney, I do not talk to the police. On the advice of my attorney, I do not talk to the police." And he goes, "So you don't like police?" Trying to get me to talk. I didn't say anything. I know the next thing he's going to ask was for my license and registration. I gave him the information. He stayed back there as long as he wanted to. And he gave me a super speeder ticket. I do have a commercial driver's license, but I wasn't driving at the time. I wasn't driving anymore. So I took care of it. I have the capacity to take care of it, but most people in our community don't have that capacity. I had to pay $200 off the bat. For those of you who don't know what a super speeder is, $200 off the bat, and whatever the ticket he gave me for super speeder in a 65 speed limit. So I just took care of it, and I knew what to do to get the points off my license. I registered for a class. I took care of it, and it didn't show points on my license. But most people don't even have the money.
Right.
You know, we know what happened in Ferguson. You know, and other cities where they are bilking the Black community out of whatever little resources they have by stopping them and giving them tickets and going through this what they call it parole system, having to pay back on all the courts and all that kind of stuff. And people have to know that. Like I told this white man, I told you, Richie, who lives across from me, who told me he took a picture of the truck, and we started talking. I said, "You white people don't understand." And again, that's another thing. White people listening, you can never, ever understand what a Black man goes through unless you're Black. And if you want to know what we go through, supposedly there's some white people who have done that. They made themselves Black and then go into the white neighborhoods or the places where we get jacked up and see what happens to you. That's the easiest way to find out what it's like to be Black.
Absolutely.
But you're not going to experience it as much as we do if you go back to being white. But keep it on for a little while and see how long you live. It is not possible to understand what Black people go through. You cannot explain it to people. You can, but it's not gonna do the job.
All right. Before we get into the subject, Big Boss, you want me to play this video, right?
Yeah. A couple minutes of from the 6 minute to the 8 minute. A video I did about 6 years ago, after the Eric Garner, I think.
All right, we're gonna get it. You gonna hit me with the copyright is.
Yep, I'm gonna sue you, bro.
Damn.
Hey, Black on Black. Yeah. Get the volume up, man.
Everybody else, it's not my fault that most men and women, a lot of people are just so scared and this feminized and beat down and programmed by the system to be just gullible and passive, and just let the system do whatever they want. We are American citizens. We have to stand up for what's right. If you don't stand up for what's right, you're going to get knocked down. It just makes no sense. It makes no sense to bow down to this, first of all, because we have rights. We have God-given rights. We're supposed to have dignity. And second of all, say if you do just want to punk out, you know what I'm saying? That still don't save you. Because these killer cops will kill you when you're on your knees. When you're on your knees, hands up, don't shoot. These killer cops will kill you when you laying flat down prone. Eric Garner, he was choked to death. He was killed. He was laying flat on the sidewalk. They had him down flat. So he was already laying flat, and they killed him anyway. Michael Brown, on his knees, hands up, killed him anyway. I take it back to Oscar Grant, make a local in Oakland. Oscar Grant, laying flat down, in handcuffs, subdued by another officer on the Fruitvale Bar platform, and still got shot. Now, what kind of threat was that? He's laying down, handcuffed, and subdued by a whole nother officer, and still got shot. So these racist cops, they're going to kill you, whether you standing up on your 2 feet, or you on your knees with hands up, or even if you lay down, even handcuffed, they still find a reason to kill you anyway. If you're going to kill me anyway, then I might as well stand up on my 2 feet then. You're going to kill me on my feet. You're not going to kill me on my knees. You damn sure ain't going to kill me laying on the ground.
Facts.
You have to stand up and be a man. Stop being so weak and effeminate.
Boom.
Matter of fact, speaking of that, I'm glad I got this book. I ordered this book the other day. It just came in the mail by Henry McCall. Cruel Hoax, Feminism and the New World Order. Book right here.
Starting shit now. Starting shit.
Freemasons, Illuminati, whatnot.
Man, you ain't never heard that book.
The trip.
For me?
I told you that's what I do. All shit ties back into Freemason, Illuminati, all this shit. But shit crazy though, bro. That's all. That's all.
Now, yeah. I have a question. I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Do you know who one of the women who was the lead in the feminism movement?
In the feminism? We talk about Margaret Sanger?
No, she's with the
eugenics. She's with the eugenics.
Eugenics. That's another story. Eugenics and Bill Gates' father. But what I found out. Go ahead.
In the feminist movement. Yeah. I forget her name, but I know she worked for the CIA.
Exactly. So
I know this shit, bro. I just forgot her name. Yep. Yeah, she worked for the CIA. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is what I do, bro. I'm Mr. Conspiracy. This is what I do. I know all these goddamn conspiracies. I don't know nobody who know conspiracies better than me. Mm-hmm. Richie Rich say you know a little something about it. A little something. What you know about it?
And they presented her as, just a regular woman who was
a college radical.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Here's another guy I found out who's a CIA plant. That guy on CNN with Dr. Gupta. What's his name? Cooper.
You talking about Anderson? He's a Vanderbilt.
Anderson.
He's actually in the family of the Vanderbilts. Yeah. And his mom is a high level Satanist. Yeah. You talking about Anderson Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's part of Project Mockingbird. Project Mockingbird is a CIA operation to implant CIA operatives into the news media. Operation Paperclip. But that precedes that. Operation Paperclip was after World War II to bring the Nazi criminals, scientists over here to put them into work in the government, mostly through NASA, because they had the rocket experience, but all through the intelligence agencies. Oh yeah. This is what I do, bro. Richie tell you.
Yeah, you see that I'm a proud conspiracy. I'm a proud conspiracy theorist, and educated traveler said something the other day. We don't call ourselves conspiracy theorists anymore. We call us conspiracy realists. But that's okay. You call me that. If you want to go ahead and drink the Kool-Aid,
Right.
you don't have to fly to Guyana and the jungle. You can drink it at home. You can drink it right here.
The red pill. They need the red pill is what they need. Yeah, Richie Rich, weren't you supposed to do a show with the educated traveler?
Man, he never did.
I'm trying to be on that, bro.
But I know he been dropping a lot of videos. I'm gonna try to hit him again. Maybe I can get you two guys on.
Yeah. Yes. Iron sharpens iron. Iron sharpens iron. I like to be on the panel with him.
What do you think about the protests, Big Boss? What do you think about violent protests versus peaceful protests, man? What's your thoughts and what you think about the people riding, man? Are they doing the right thing or they fucking up? What's the deal?
Oh man. Look at you, Richie Rich. You not right. You're not right.
You want me to take it first, or are you going to take it first?
Take it first. Yeah, let my man take it first.
All right, go ahead, man.
Here's the thing. They've done their best job to keep us down, and we don't have what it takes to fight back most of the time. I don't even think politicians have the power. To understand how the system works, you have to. I should say you should understand how the system works before you start doing these things. There is going to be fire. There is going to be looting, and it's usually by an agent provocateur. For those who don't know, look it up. It's an agent provocateur. They're placed there to do that. That precinct, I would almost bet my life, was done by the police department. Okay, it was too convenient. Okay, to evacuate, light it up. And you know, the weapons that these people have, let me tell you something. Let me go off track a little bit. Have you guys seen the fires in California?
Yeah, of course. I'm here.
You see the fires that burn cars and melt the metal in cars, but the trees next to the cars are standing up?
That's a satellite weapon. That's a satellite weapon, man. Stop it.
Okay. They can pretty much burn your house from up there. Okay, you see how hot those fires are? People claim in California say those fires. In fact, the firemen say the fires are so hot they can't put it. What kind of fire all of a sudden we have on planet Earth that you can't put out?
Right.
Okay.
Not natural. That's not natural. Any fire can be put out. If it's natural, if it's a natural element, then another element can cancel it unless it's chemically or altered.
There are three elements of fire. There are three elements that you have to have for fire. You got to have fuel, oxygen, and heat. Fuel, oxygen, and heat. You get rid of any of those, you get rid of the fire. Fuel, obviously, if you have cardboard or whatever can burn, check it out. Oxygen, starve it of oxygen. That's why you smooth out the fire with foam. Okay, that you do with aircraft. Okay, and if it's not electrical, you can use water. You must have those three elements to have fire. And to extinguish it, you have to get rid of one of the three.
Just knock one of them out.
And I will go off on a tangent a little bit because something I say is going to bring up something else. Because as they say, as I grew up learning, if you want to hide something from a black person, put it in the book. So we don't read, we just listen to what the media is feeding us. And let me say it again. William Casey, the ex-director of the CIA, said, "We will know our disinformation campaign is complete when everything the American people know is false." I'll say that again. William Casey said, "We will know our disinformation campaign is complete when everything the American people know is false." Anyhow, let's move on. There are lots of space. You heard it talking a lot about meteorites might be passing close to the Earth and stuff like that. Okay, they're talking a lot about meteorites. Okay, they're getting you ready. Get ready for meteorites. Look up kinetic bombardment, and you will see what kinetic bombardment is. Okay, supposedly a meteorite, one of those hit Russia, and recently I think one hit Venezuela. Okay, look up kinetic bombardment. What was I going to say? Oh, okay, going back to should we protest?
Yeah, let's get to the topic. Let's talk about the topic first, and then we can get to the
right. Okay.
To the meteorites.
Right.
What was I gonna? Yeah. So we at a disadvantage. And if you're going to do that for sure, you have to be ready to die like me. Now, I'm not going to tell a young person to die. I've already lived my life. So, but know that you're likely to die when you're going to do those things. Okay. Anytime there's people want, and I said in the text earlier that they killed the white kids, National Guard in Kent State. Somebody said, black, we outnumber the National Guard, and I'll read it. The people outnumber the National Guard and could easily shut them down. No, it's not going to happen. Okay, they're going to use the weapons eventually. So what should we do? The question is, what should we do? Peaceful protests and keep it going, because what they're going to do is try to get us tired. But if you do it every day, now, for instance, the church, what is the church doing? Why don't they have people come to church and talk about it? Okay, now, I know they can't do it now because of COVID-19. Oh, here's another thing that came up to anybody on here. What would happen if all the celebrities we knew came in, if all the celebrities we knew protested? I have a question for you guys, Richie, either of you. If all the celebrities that we knew, all the Oprahs, all the Jay-Z's, all the, Michael Jordan that, sells $400 sneakers to people, what would happen if all of them protest?
They'll lose their status with white folks. That's what happened.
But what effect do you think it would have on this issue?
It would be folks. Well, go ahead, Rich. Go ahead.
Like you said, it'll have a huge impact. It'll motivate people. Definitely motivate. They'll listen.
I know. Go ahead.
Not necessarily saying they won't go on with the protest, but they will listen. It'll be a powerful.
I heard the governor of Minnesota mention Jay-Z's name this morning. Why is he mentioning Jay-Z's name? Okay, and that's one person. I know that Jamie Foxx was up. I know Jamie Foxx was up there. But why wouldn't these people like Sidney Poitier and Barry Belafonte did back in the day? Why don't they go out there and say, "Hey, this is not right"?
We don't have those type of celebrities. We don't have Muhammad Ali's like back in the day. We don't have Jim Brown back in the day. We don't have those Olympic dudes who ran, and when they won, they put their fist up.
Exactly.
No, what we have is LeBron James that's going to sit there and cape for China.
Really?
We have celebrities that's more worried about their bag than worried about the movement.
That's it.
That's why they're not going to say nothing, because they ain't going to fuck up their status with the white folks.
And that's exactly
because what they got is an overseer status. They got a boule. I don't know if you know about the boule. The boule is the black. It's the black Illuminati. The boule, the elite, the crust. They supposed to be on top of the black folks to keep the regular black folks in line with the white man's program. That's why they're not going to say nothing. I digress.
That's okay. I read about that guy. Wasn't that guy named from Chicago who was talking about them a lot? What's his name? Patterson? Stokes. Yeah. I read about them. And I understand that they have to protect their billions and their millions. But I believe, I may be wrong, if these people stood up versus people like us, if they stood up, it would make a big difference and the world would listen, because the world listens to them. That's what they choose to listen to.
Well, that's what I said. It's a double-edged sword. Yes, it will help, but because it will help us, it will hurt them. So therefore, they're not going to do it. The white man will look side-eyed at them. Say, hold on, we giving you extra pieces of crumbs off the table for you to keep these niggas in line. We ain't giving you extra pieces of crumbs off the table for you to go join with them. We want you to keep these other niggas in line. You guys are the elite Negroes. You are the boule. You are the upper. You are the upper class. Your job is to be overseers and keep the regular black folks in line. You need to push our line. That's what it is. But okay, fantasy land, fairy tale land. If was the fifth, we all be drunk. Yes, if all the celebrities, especially the black celebrities that these white folks love MJ, Michael Jordan, they love them. all the black folks that the white folks love, if them black folks turned on the white folks and stood up, they go, you know what they do? They treat them like Colin Kaepernick. Years ago, Colin Kaepernick called hell because he took a knee. Because he took a knee for this very same shit. Colin Kaepernick, he if you remember, he was the football version of Steph Curry. You know, young, light-skinned, handsome, light-skinned dude, you know, mixed, mulatto. Colin Kaepernick was the man until he took a knee. Once he took a knee, man, the white America turned on him. And the president called him a son of a bitch. So yeah, if these celebrities take our side, I'll keep it real. If these celebrities take our side, white America turn on them. They say, niggas, we give you extra portions to keep these other niggas in line. That's what that's about. But I digress.
No, you know, that's part of it, man. It's you know, you see how they loved OJ and how they ended up killing him.
Oh, they loved OJ. he was in a little comedy movie. I used to love those movies with Sex Gun. Oh, them little slap, what they call it, slapstick comedy. I love them kind of crazy ass movies. Oh, white America loved OJ. There's some Negroes that white America just love. They love to death. Pet Negro. They did pet Negro. But let that pet Negro grow some sympathy for his own movement. Oh shit.
Yeah, and I don't want to get up. I don't want to get off the topic because it's part of the topic, and I think that those people can help. I don't like the fact that they go and get a preacher. And now this is something that's sensitive in the black community. But I'm gonna say it, okay? I grew up in religion. I grew up with my grandparents. If there's any God I'd worship, it's my grandmother and my grandfather. And I read a lot because I said before they were illiterate. My grandfather was Baptist, my mother was Catholic. I mostly went to Catholic church, and then I stopped after a while. And where the island where I grew up in, there were mostly white guys coming from Europe or priests. They wouldn't allow black people to be priests. All right, so that was my experience. And then later on, I became a Pentecostal. So I've been, and I lived with a woman who was a Jehovah's Witness who was really a son of, anyhow, or daughter of, but anyhow. So I've been in the religious stuff. I used to read the Bible. I got certificates for the Bible. And I know it's a sensitive subject in the black community, but I don't believe in God. I don't believe in Jesus. Okay. Most of the people who want to talk about God, they never read the Bible and they don't even know what the Bible says. There's some of them who can't read, want to tell you what the Bible says. Now, I believe that is a big part of our problem in the black community. The fact that we always have to call to Jesus or call a pastor to sell us to the community. Call a pastor, but call a pastor that will come and say, hey, if you stop the police from brutalizing us, this would stop. Not some guy who's going to come and pray and sing hallelujah. I personally think that's a big problem in the black community. Okay. You have a right to worship your God. And like I tell you people, God only exists in the mind. Whatever, you can believe anything. You can believe that shit tastes good and piss is good to drink. That's a belief. God is a belief. That's a belief. Okay. And again, I want to stay on subject. I'm not getting off subject, but I do believe that's part of the problem if you're looking for the solutions. And as long as we have these people who think, and I live, and I don't want to give up where I live. I did another thing. And let me see if I find those pictures. But this is one. Oh, okay, I don't want to show it. I did another thing, and I took some. I captured the pictures of that guy who did what he did to George Floyd, and I blew them up. My intention was to put it on that truck along with that sign, but my wife told me not to do it. But when I went into the store where I got them, I pinned them to my shirt, and I walked around the store, and I know a lot of people were pissed off.
Oh yeah.
Most of them are black people who believe in God, and they think that the solution is God. And if the solution is God, then we should not protest. Just talk to God. Okay? Right. Where was God when they blew up the levees? Where was God when they blew up the levees in New Orleans? And if God knows everything and he sees everything, that's what they taught me. God knows and sees all things, even your most secret thoughts. Why, after it happened, you always have to go to church and pray to God and tell him how to do it? Didn't God see what was happening to Floyd? Couldn't God help? Okay. Where was Jesus? Or whichever God you believe in. Again, I'm not getting off the topic. I think
You
that's
kind
part
of
of
are.
our. I think that's part of our problem. I think that's part of our
Are
problem.
getting off topic. You're
That's a
kind of
whole
getting off
nother
topic
show.
and kind of pushing your own personal gripes with religion. But
Why?
it is what it is.
Okay.
So should
Now,
they protest violently or should they just
Right.
protest?
I said don't protest violently, because if you're going to protest violently, you need to have guns, and you need to. I'm one of the people. I'm one of the people who believes that everybody should have every weapon they can afford. If you can afford a nuclear weapon, you should have one.
Yes.
Okay.
So when
agree.
is it time to use the weapons? Is it time to use the weapons in
When somebody in self-defense, exactly.
Self-defense.
Exactly.
Self-defense.
You
Not offense.
you know
Not offense. Self-defense. Correct.
you know why we don't just invade North Korea? You know why we don't just invade Iran? But we go into some little islands like Grenada in the Caribbean. We're trying to go into Venezuela now, but Russia and China is saying no. But if Russia and China wasn't there, like your big brother that you have that can come inside with you, okay, then you can just do what you did in Grenada in 1983. Okay.
Right,
Now
right.
I'm not advocating violence. I'm only advocating self-defense. The one country that has ever used nuclear weapons in the world, not once but twice, is going around the world and telling people they should not have nuclear weapons. The one country, it's like the bully who's walking around, and then once you get something that can take care of him, he says, no, you can't do that. So if you're going to go head to head with the military, I don't think you're going to win.
Hell no.
If you could win, Palestine would have won. Palestine would have won already.
Man, I hear a lot of people talking about going against the military and this and that, going against the cops and the government, basically the government. I'm like, dude, y'all.
The government has weapons right now that they can use that will keep you away. They have these weapons that have these fields that
microwave. They have microwave weapons.
Right, exactly. That will keep you away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know why they're not using it yet, or if they're using it, but when they use it, you probably would know. But they have their reasons for doing what they do.
It's gonna permanently hurt your ass.
What's that?
Some of it they're trying to keep. Some of it they're trying to keep secret, even though we know, and so they're not trying to bring it out unless they really have to.
Yep, it's so I would say if you want to survive, then you have nonviolent protest. And again, it's not a matter of nonviolent and violent, because if you're carrying weapons, that doesn't mean you're violent. Okay, that doesn't mean you're violent. The guys who went down there with their weapons down in Brunswick,
the white protesters, that protested, that wanted they county reopened, and they bum rushed the little city hall with weapons. They didn't shoot nobody, but they just had their assault rifles when they went into the city hall and said, we want this shit open.
Exactly. Well, again, we have to go back to the Panthers. The Panthers, what they do, they did the same thing that this guy did in Michigan. They took their weapons, but then white people said, no, we can't do that. We can't let these, whatever you call them. Can't say that word, I guess. You can't let them get weapons.
But so you think the protesters should have went out there with guns or no?
Should the protesters have gone with guns? If you have a licensed weapon, because they'll find anything to arrest you. If you have a licensed weapon, I don't see anything wrong with it. But you can't pull it out.
You don't have to have a licensed weapon. You can open carry. And I did see people with guns down there though.
What's up? I wish California had that.
You can open carry, but a lot of people are not allowed to have guns because of what has happened to them in the system. You know that, right?
Yeah, if they have felonies, if they got a felony conviction, if you a felon. But you got a trip. You go out there with a gun, right? You legal and all the shit, and then somebody who can't have a gun, I don't know how they gonna rob you, how they gonna take the gun. But I like this. If you're gonna have a gun, you better be trained how to use it. Because you have a lot of people who's not even with the gun culture and go buy a gun for whatever reason, and which is they right, but don't even know they ass in from a gun. and have a whole motherfucker come up and punk them and take their gun from them. That'd be crazy. So if you had a gun, you better know how to use it, know how to secure it. You know what I'm saying? You go out there with a gun, your ass might be arming a hoodlum that'll take the gun from you.
See, that's the other thing
That'd
too,
be great because you'll be scared to shoot him. You'll be scared to shoot him. You know how to use it. The safety be on. You be trying to click the safety off. Motherfucker come up and clock you and take your gun. So you just got to have awareness.
Also, you have a well-trained and disciplined unit that knows how to stay in order, and they know how to use their guns, like you said. But then you have a group of people. It's not unique. Everybody can go out there and protest. So you don't know who's there and who's not there with you. You know?
It might be
the guy who doesn't like you might be standing next to you trying to pull your weapon from you.
Right. Yeah. It can get messy. It can get messy. So on one hand, maybe, like I say, this shit is complex. On one hand, if you're not going out there to bust them, maybe might leave them at home. Yeah, you can have your weapon. Maybe the weapon really should just be for your home defense in case a motherfucker trying to run up in your house. You have the gun for your home defense, but taking it out, walking up and down the street with your gun, maybe not. But you know what? I can say that's not really a right or wrong answer. That's not really a yes or no. That is a personal situation. But then which one is more smarter though? Even if both is right, which one is more smarter?
Man, I think if you go into a protest, you shouldn't even bring a gun. Now,
I'm almost like that though.
Yeah, it just depends. I think if you're doing something else, like I don't know what other situation, but I'm just saying, like when I was at the protest, I did see people with guns, and I was more worried about them pulling their guns than the fucking cops, to be honest. Cause I'm like, if this motherfucker shoots this gun, them motherfuckers they got more guns than us. They gonna shoot the crowd. I'm like, shit.
Hey, they gonna be like how Ice Cube was. And what's that one? Players Club when he got dipped by the security, and he just started busting.
Hey, well, before I read notes, let me ask you the same question, Big Boss. Los, you gotta turn your mic down a little bit.
What's going on?
Let me know if the topic, man. Let me know, man. You think peaceful protest?
Hey, man, we went all over the place.
Yeah,
the brother man
no
talking about meteor. He talking about meteors and asteroids and preachers and.
But I came back to the subject.
Popes and bishops and asteroids. He all over the place. Now I feel you though, man. I'm giving you a hard time. So I'm conflicted, bro. This is my thing. Okay, you ask Big Boss, you gonna get some funky shit, bro.
Man, give me the real, man.
The real is this. Now, the real is not nice, but it is what it is. Is a violent protest more effective? Yes. Is a violent protest that's effective can have consequences? Yes. But guess what? White folks will listen to violence more to nonviolence. You can be nonviolent all you want, and they say, okay, that's good. Let you cost white people money and lives, then they listen. Now they're gonna respond too. They're gonna respond, but they're gonna listen. If you anybody like that, but that's human. That's not even white folks. That's anybody. If you cost them money and lives, they're gonna listen. So I mean, I'm like a robot right now. I'm on a computer brain. You ask, is a violent protest more effective? Yes, it's more effective. You're gonna get their attention. Now, it might not be the attention you want, but you will get their attention. They will have to take you seriously. Let you start burning up shit. Let you start blowing up shit. Let motherfucking cops come up dead. Let. This is my thing. In this computer age, and we got all kind of hackers and WikiLeaks and all these these anonymous internet hacker people. How come don't nobody hack and find out all the addresses of all the cops in America? Every personal home address of every police in America Find their home address. Find out where their kids go to school. Find out where their wives work. Find out where they live.
Yeah.
How come they don't post that? They public servants. They public servants. So they work for the public. So we should know where they live, where their kids go to school, where their wives work. We should know where all the police officers live. And when shit like this happen, hello, guess what? This is the community. We got to talk about something.
Right.
How come we don't have that? How come we don't have that?
Man, they ain't gonna get that.
All the addresses, the personal addresses of all the police officers in America, a data sheet, all 50 states, and know where each officer live, his personal home address. And when shit like this happen, they don't get Big Boss started. How come we don't have that?
Big Boss president, 2020.
Because these hackers, they're supposed to be good on computer, hack that.
Right.
That. What they call it, dox that.
Shout out to Mailman for that Cash App donation. Appreciate that, Mailman. Got any questions, chime in. What's going on, Brother Los? We're going to ask you the same question, man. There's peaceful protest versus rioting and looting and all that shit, brother. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, man. What's going on to everybody that's on the panel? I'm Los.
What's up, bro? What's up?
I'm chilling, man. You know, I checked you out, Big Boss, couple months back when you was eating that raw meat, so that's what I got to say for you.
Yeah, I get that shit up, man.
Yeah,
shit, man.
I feel you. And then the other, I didn't catch the other gentleman name that was on the panel there, but yeah, I was listening to a little bit of what he was saying there. So, but I'm doing all right, Richard. Thank you for inviting me on this show. Peaceful protest versus violent protest, man. You know, I've been sitting here looking at everything that's been going on in the United States, across the country, you know, in these different cities. You know, I'm from Tampa, Florida. So, you know, I'm not actually there right now. I'm in Columbia right now, but you know, I got a couple text messages and stuff from some family members and some friends asking me to check out stuff, man. Tampa's a laid back city, although we got a lot of hood people there, and you know what I'm saying, our hoods are just like any hood anywhere else, you know. I'm maybe not as violent as a Chicago or New York or something like that, but you know, they do know how to get gritty. But when it comes to things like this, you know, I never expected to see what I saw last night, man. I was actually on a Facebook page. I got access to other people's Facebook pages because I don't have social media. But anyway, I'm looking at a Facebook page, you know, of a live streamer that was going on in Tampa early in the day, and they were actually having a peaceful protest, right? You had the black people with the bullhorns. You know, they had the city mayor. She's a lesbian. They had the city mayor, Sheriff Chronister, which is the county sheriff for the Hillsborough County, and they also had the TPD sheriff. And within Hillsborough County, there's another little city called Temple Terrace, and they had also city top police chief. All of them white people were in solidarity with the black people doing a peaceful protest down one of the main roads in Tampa. And I'm sitting there like, what in the world is going on here? Okay, well, you know what I'm saying? That's something different across from different cities. But soon as that sun went down, man, that's when the wolves came out, bro. They went there tearing up the malls, they burnt the Champ's shoe store straight to the ground, bro. They burnt the a gas station. They burnt that down. Not real. And this what kills me. The idiots who did that don't even realize that you could have caused a major explosion at this gas station. You know what I'm saying? With all that fuel that's sitting up under the ground at these gas stations. You know what I'm saying? Why would you go and burn down a gas station? They burned down 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I woke up this morning and one of my frat brothers had put in there all the damage that was done. Man, they was wrecking the whole dang on county. It was like they was all night with it. So in my mind, I'm like, now, what in the world is that gonna do? What did that do? You know what I'm saying? Because you got the people on the news talking about they worried about looting. People running out the stores with piles high shoe boxes. You know, they didn't broken into one of the traditionally known as hood malls in there. They done broken there, looting the stores that's inside the mall. You know, but meanwhile, unlike in Minnesota, where 3 police precincts have been burned down, man, they took the city trucks. the city garbage trucks. They barricaded all the police precincts with those. They wasn't burning none of that stuff down in Tampa, man. You know, so you know, and I was sitting back thinking to myself, okay, so early in the day it was peaceful, and then at nighttime it was it got real gritty. What do we get out of either one of them? You know what I mean? So to answer the question, I don't know if either one of them is going to work, because and the reason why, and the reason why is because we're not united as people, as black people, because we know what this whole systemic issue, what it boils down to. You know, they trying to get rid of us for one reason or another. Like I said, I didn't get the other brother's name on there. You know, and I'm not going to go too deep into the whole religion or spiritual aspect of the conversation, you know what I'm saying, simply because I don't want to, you know, get into a debate about it and create that type of circumstance. But I have to respectfully disagree with you, simply because there are too many things on this planet that I know that a man didn't make, like parrots and woodpeckers and giraffes with long necks and all kind of stuff. We didn't make that, and we not making them today. So there is a God, you know what I'm saying, no matter how you look at it. But either way, the thing is that, you know, with that narrative, in certain parts of the Bible, because I am one that reads it, so I can speak on it. It says clearly in the book of Deuteronomy, it has 14 blessings and 53 curses, and all of those, and y'all go do Deuteronomy chapter 28. Do your own research, man. You know what I'm saying? In that chapter of that book, man, it specifically talks about us, the black people. See what I'm saying? And during those times, small history lesson, during those times, you know, you had people within our own camp turning against us, going against what Yahweh said, and the statutes, laws, and the commandments that he put in place. People was deliberately going against that, and because of this, it caused Yahweh to issue out his judgments. And because we've been so bullheaded and hard-headed and didn't want to follow, we want to follow by our own set of rules and laws. He allows these things to happen to us because we refuse to obey and follow behind what he laid out for us. This is why the stuff continues to happen. And I'm sad to say, I really am. It's going to get a lot worse than what we're looking at right now. And it's because we won't unite as people. And like a couple of things that you said, Richie, on a couple of other shows, man, you know, that I like. You know what I'm saying? This is why I like looking at your show now, because you for black people, man. You for our own. I remember on one of the shows, one of the dudes talking about, you know what I'm saying, he'll kill a black person over a white man first. And I'm like, how in the world are you going to say something like that when the oppressor, the person that's really pushing us down, you know what I'm saying, they ain't gonna never be our friends, man. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to get on the same agenda that we got. And you telling me that you'll protect him over your own brother or sister? This is the same type of stuff that was going on in the biblical times during the Hebrew Israelites, which we all are, you know, whether you want to recognize that or not. We are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible that God is talking about, the black and brown people. You know what I'm saying? We are those people. And for a person to say that he will not unite with our own and take up for somebody who is our enemy, and they've been proving it year after year after year after year after year through their actions, through their words. Look at the guy that's in the president's seat now. It's looters and shoot them, man. And then you look on social media, and then you see, you know what I'm saying, all the white people running in the stores, and they taking just as much stuff as the black people taking, whoever running in. So you gonna just shoot look at the CNN reporter, they arrested him, and the other white reporter, he's still out there talking, doing the same thing to black. So they constantly showing you through their actions who they are for and who they are against. But until as people, until we come together as a race, brother, we ain't gonna see no change, whether we peaceful protest or if we violently protest. And we already see right now that the violent protest is not working. because we ain't doing nothing but burning down our own neighborhoods. Why in the world we ain't in the rich neighborhoods burning their shit up? You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do that, why we ain't going down to the courthouse and burning down the court systems that's holding us back, the brothers that's on child support, the ones who getting unfair sentencing when they go in for marijuana crime or something real small. You know what I'm saying? Why we not going down and tearing that stuff up, as opposed to going to the mom and pop shop who spent most of his life savings trying to build up to help your sorry ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To show you that a better way can be done, and you will go burn down his shop as opposed to going and burning up. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, the white dude who's selling the $4 hot dog that you don't care nothing about paying about, but when the black dude sell it, you tell him, man, who the hell you think you is, man? You know what I'm saying? See, our whole mentality is twisted and backwards, and until we change that, and I want to say again, we not changing our mentality, bro, because we have too many idiots. I think common sense is not so common, bro. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, the lack of intelligence that we have, critical thinking skills have gone straight out the window. You know what I'm saying? And because we too busy getting mad and wanting to kill a brother because they stared at me too hard, those types of things that won't allow us to come together, man. So I can't see where we gonna have no positive change. So in my opinion, peaceful protesting, violent protesting, it ain't gonna make no difference, just because we ain't gonna be able to come together as a people in a whole to be able to do something constructive. That's just what I think.
Right. Let me say this.
Can I come in here?
Let me say this real quick, because I know y'all gonna chime in. But I was at the protest and I seen Mexicans, white, all these different races of people. But I'm gonna piggyback off what you're saying. They was out there protesting, no doubt, but they still get to go back to their white privileged lives after this shit is over with, and we still gotta struggle. Well, go ahead, brother.
Okay, I'll come in unless you want to go.
Yeah, go ahead. Mute the background noise until it's time to speak. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Where should I start? Okay.
Let's try to make it where everybody can talk too, though. So we don't.
Right. Okay. Yeah. The Bible and God thing. Maybe we should have a separate program about that.
Yeah. Hold on. That's don't debate God and no God. This is not a religious debate.
Yeah.
I can see that happening right now. I can see that happening right now.
It's not. In fact, that's one. There are few subjects I just refuse to debate much anymore. Bible, religion, politics, and COVID-19 anymore, because I have my thoughts on COVID-19. But that's okay. If you want to have another subject basically clear on that, we can do that.
Yeah.
You already know what I did, right? And you can put it up there again, Rich, if you want. And that's all I did. And it hit somebody to the core. That's all I did. Parked it in front of my house. Okay. You have the did I send you the audio?
No, you didn't send the audio, but it was kind of choppy. But I prefer you to just tell us what happened, because
this is parked in front of my house, and I decided to do this because I tried to. When this happened, it made me sick. I tried to think what I can do when I put it in front of my house. People have been stopping, taking pictures. Black people said I like it. This white guy stopped in front of my house, blew the horn. I'm inside my house. I opened the door. I said, "Sir, how can I help you?" What the fuck? Get this fucking shit out of here.
Right.
I pay my mortgage. Yeah, I'm up. I don't owe anybody anything. And I said, what? And then he went to tell me this doesn't belong in this neighborhood. And I know it doesn't, because they don't want black people here. Just like they didn't want black people in the other neighborhood I came from, in let me not mention the town, by the lake up there, in central Georgia. But it is what it is. And then we had the conversation. Well, I didn't have my camera with me, and I wish so you can hear exactly. I'm not making this up. So as we're talking, he goes on to say, he says, "You cursed me first," because he cursed me and I cursed him back. I was going to play his game. He says, "You cursed me first." First thing I thought, this guy is already lying. If we have to go to court, I said, hold on. I went to get my camera, and that's right. The rest of it that you heard, Richie. And you heard him telling me, take this to Minnesota. And I told him, I'm not from Minnesota. Take it to Brunswick. I'm not from Brunswick. Okay, my point is, it's just 3 words in a sentence. I can't breathe. But it hit to the core.
You told him. Hold on. You told him that?
No, it's on my truck. Did you see what Richie just put up there? It's on my truck in my yard. You can show all 4 sides. You have all 4 sides, right? You can show all 4 sides if you want. Anyhow, that's all it did.
Nah.
All he did was see that. Now, if that...
So that's your truck. Hold on. This is your truck. This is a picture of your shit.
This is my truck. Wow. It didn't have that on it. And that morning I decided I took a roll of tape and I put a roll of tape and I put this on my truck. It's on all 4 sides.
Yeah.
And it hit somebody to the core. I'm not out there protesting. I'm inside my house. He had to blow his horn. Now, I think if everybody in the Black community put up that sign in their yard, white people would get the message. I alone did it. And the amount of people that I think people are telling people, my real estate agent, I could talk to her. She said, I said, you need to see what I have. She said, I already know. My friend called me up and I came by, I saw it. And that, it was like a knife to the chest to those people who don't like us. This guy told me this is his neighborhood. We don't want this kind of shit around here. You gotta, and like I said, his first word to me was, get this fucking shit out of here. And a place where I'm paying for my mortgage and my homeowner's fee is up to date. I don't owe anybody anything. My yard is clean, you know, and well taken care of and groomed. And that's what he had to tell me. I didn't want to come on here with this because they're gonna see it, and maybe the KKK is gonna come here. Now I'm ready. I'm you know, I'm ready for it. But let it happen. That's why I told Richie, you saw how it was, right, Richie? I said I don't think I want to come talk about it.
That's
but
why
now
I live in a all white neighborhood, man. Fuck that.
Well, what we're gonna do, though, there's a few of us here, and you can see that people are timid, and there's for the same reason, I guess, the celebrities are timid. But if all of us are timid, then we're not free.
Right.
We're not free.
Right.
So if everybody would put a sign, like they put up signs for politicians in your yard, I can't breathe, you'll see the effect. I believe that will have a great effect. You don't even have to leave your house.
Be careful, man. Make sure you got surveillance cameras all over your property.
You got a mark on your back now, man, in that neighborhood.
I don't talk about security.
Okay, right on. Hey, there you go.
Because they're listening. Because they're listening.
There you go.
But yeah, just be careful out there, man.
I know where I live, and I know what would happen. I know I'm outnumbered, but at some point, and I thought about the slaves in Africa. Maybe they'd kick ass in Africa, either get killed or stay behind and not cross the ocean. I don't know. I don't know if that has into. But what I would say is that I think that alone would have an effect. This Christmas, put up "I Can't Breathe" in lights instead of other lights. Let them know we have not forgotten, because we forget and we move on. How many people already forget about Philando Castile? We're talking about weapons. He had a license to carry. The guy stopped him. He told the guy, he did what he was supposed to say. I am carrying. The guy told him get his license. He says, I got a reach in my pocket. And then he shot him. So there's a guy who was armed. Go ahead.
You know what's a trip? Unfortunately, we have this variety, right? Like a goddamn movie, like a damn Netflix menu. We have a variety of different ways that these young men got killed. You're talking about wearing a hoodie, going through the neighborhood, getting chased down by somebody, tackled and shot. Whether you're talking about selling cigarettes and getting strangled out. Whether you're talking about being on a BART station at the BART train, getting handcuffed and getting shot. Whether you're talking about getting pulled out your car and getting your neck stomped on with a knee. All these different ways. And it's a trip how certain ones, to me, I don't know if other black people feel like this, and they all are egregious. They all are bad, but certain ones kind of stick out in my head more, and other ones I kind of forget. My mind kind of forget. But the one that stick out the most to me has always been Eric Garner for some reason, and the Oscar Grant. But when you constantly think about it, then all of them pop up. Little Tamir Rice. Little 12, 13-year-old in the park playing with a little toy gun, got shot by a cop, jumped out a moving car. The car is still moving. The police car is still moving. He wanted to shoot him so bad on some TV action shit. He jumped out of a moving car to shoot that boy within 4 seconds. To hurry up and shoot him. We talking about little Tamir Rice, or you talking about Trayvon, or all of them. But it's a trip. Certain ones stick in my mind more than others. I don't know why that is. But that Eric Garner always fuck with me. I don't know why that one so much. So then when I see this one with the Floyd, it's a choking one. So what, you know, the shooting ones are bad enough, but what's up with the choking ones? When you literally, brutally, physically choke somebody to death, what's up with that?
Well, that take a lot of pressure too. Go ahead.
Yeah. I tell you, my opinion about the choking is these individuals, they want to exert some type of control, fear, strength over the person that they actually trying to subdue. So that because I'm speaking from my perspective, because if I were ever to get into a fight, that's like my method or mode that I would get to. If I ever knock somebody out or get them down, I'm going straight for their neck, just so I can let them know, hey, look, I got total control over you. But that's how my mind wired. So that's why I feel like that the person that will get somebody in a chokehold like that, that's in a powerful position, they're just displaying more of that when they have that person. And sometimes they lose it. And then that's how the person end up into a position where they lose their life. That's just my thought process behind it, simply because that's what I would do if I was ever in a fight, not in no police or no position like that, just in a general fight with somebody. But I got another question for y'all, the whole panel. You know what I'm saying? So I got this text message from some fraternity brothers and some other people, and I heard T.I. was he called for it, talking about on July the 7th or whatever it was, July whatever day that was, a whole day where Black people don't spend no money, you know what I'm saying, at these random places. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are y'all thoughts and feelings about that? Because that on one hand, it shows a united front, but on the other hand, I'm like, well, what you gonna do the next day and the day after that? Because you're gonna go take that same dollar that you didn't spend on that day, and you gonna go spend it right there at that same store that you didn't spend on that day. What purpose does that serve? In my mind, it doesn't make much sense. And then I thought about the last time we as a people tried to do that, it didn't even work. So what's the point, or why are we even trying to do something like that? How do y'all feel about that?
Well, I don't know what's the last time you're talking about. One time it worked, but I don't know if it can work now. It worked when the bus boycott, when they had the bus boycott. They felt it. But I don't know if it can.
That wasn't one day though. That wasn't one day.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't one day. It was a long time, and you have to be willing to sacrifice.
One business. And that was one business.
True. No, and you have to sacrifice to do it, whether it's one business or all the businesses. So it's not. And the way the world is today, it's a different world, man. People don't have to go to the store. You know, you can get everything from Amazon.
The thing about all this stuff is, it don't matter what you protest. If you don't spend money, you're not gonna change a racist mind. You know, that person got to change on their own. We can protest, we can march, we can do everything. We can save white man's life, and we still gonna be called a nigga. They still gonna be prejudiced people out here that's trying to kill us, man. You know, so it really ain't no fucking solution, to be honest.
The mind is very powerful, bro. A lot of motherfuckers, they're gonna take that shit to the grave and teach their kids and their grandkids and great grandkids. Keep that shit going and go to the grave. And no matter what they see, their mind is so programmed to be on a same bullshit. They can see the same shit you see. Literally watch the same shit you see, but their mind sees it differently. That shit crazy.
Yeah, and they also try to spin it. I saw my wife showed a video this morning. They're claiming that Floyd was fighting in the truck, but it seems like the lighting is different. So nowadays you can create anything.
He was already cuffed up.
Well, he wasn't fighting on the ground. Even if he was fighting in the truck, he wasn't fighting on the ground.
Well, hold on. They showed supposedly somebody they're fighting with in the truck, but we didn't see Philando.
I saw the video.
Yeah, but we didn't see Philando. You didn't see Philando, so they're just telling us that Philando is fighting them. So don't go for that shit either.
Hey, and this one, someone also, you gotta love social media, man. Someone posted the actual, well, far as we know, right? Supposedly official actual police report that was written like right after the incident before Derek Chauvin got arrested. Man, that police report was so sparse. It didn't say nothing about having him on the ground. And the police report even said some shit like, when we pulled him from the car, it appeared that he had I don't know. I'm not. It's something to the point when soon as we took him into custody, it appeared that he was in distress, medical distress. One, you're lying. But even if that's the case, then why you fucking sit on his neck then? Fucking liar. But you know, they wrote the report after the fact to try to cover it up. And even in the report, which was only like 2 or 3 paragraphs, it said, if you would have read that report and wouldn't have watched the video, you would have never known that they handcuffed him, had him on the ground. You would have never known that. That report, that part wasn't in the report. So I'm saying that to say, a lot of them reports are like that. Creative report writing.
Well,
when they write the report, there's a lot of shit they leave out.
See, I know several police officers. I even have family members that's in the police force. You know, and these are African American individuals. Now I know them personally, so I know that they're not bad cops and they would never do anything as such. But they are part of a police fraternity, that fraternal order of police. And because when these things happen, and they can't, these police officers can't speak out. And because their pensions and stuff are tied basically to this, the moment you have a good cop that speak out against it, then his career is pretty much over with. He's blackballed. He's gonna lose his pension. Blah blah blah. Yep. So you have a certain percentage of good cops that's within these police forces that are almost basically forced to keep their mouths closed because of this fraternal order of police. So right there in itself, right there. That's the first change that has to be made, in my opinion. You have to have a group of individuals that's willing to become a part of a police force to infiltrate that, or like the spook who sat by the door, infiltrate it silently, and then make change that way. Who's strong enough to do that? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Right. Secondary to that, you know, in my opinion, if you do have individuals who do that, how many other individuals within that fraternal order of police are going to do whatever they can to silence these individuals? You see what I'm saying? So the racism, the lab of racism is so thick that it's going to take there's no other way but a collaborative effort, man. That's why I keep saying, until we as a people unite together and use critical thinking in order to be able to take down this racist system, we're not going to get anywhere. You know what I'm saying? We'll just continue to have these discussions, debates, talk about this, that, and the third. Right. You know what I mean? But there's no action to come behind it. But if we come together for that, because that's the very first thing, in my opinion, we have to do. We have to come together. We have to. And then we have to have a group of people within that group to be the leaders and to help guide the critical thinking to be able to strategically come up with a plan and implement that plan, and then make sure that it gets followed, and then individuals to make sure it gets followed through. Hey, that may be something like the Black Panther Party. I'm not saying that we need to be, well, I don't know. We might need to do what they did. You know what I mean? Because if they go keep killing us like that, then we might. Got nothing to lose. Anyway. Listen, God is a God of love, and He's also a God of war. You know what I'm saying?
Let's not talk about religion. No religion. No religion. No religion. Because I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that.
But the issue is what my point is that at some point it's gonna have to be an eye for an eye. That's real.
Oh yeah. I said that already. I said that. That's the only thing they understand. Yeah, that's the only thing they understand.
Eye for an eye, and then and people gonna have to be willing to lay down their life for this kind of cause in order to make sure that you know what I'm saying, we get the point across, or the greater good. Take some blood. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. There's no
take some blood.
If we can't critically, but that's going to be a part of the critical thinking, in my opinion, and part of the plan. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, some of y'all gonna have to take the L on this one, but at the end of the day, you'll deal with it. you'll deal with the eternal resting place later. You know what I'm saying? Just for right now, for what our people, what we need in this society, in this day and age, for us to, man, look here, man. These people scared of us, man. They scared of us. We dominate everything, man. But we don't dominate thinking.
Oh,
Big brother said, if you put it in the book, you can hide it from a
Ain't
nigga.
gonna read it.
A black person. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Because I ain't gonna call black people niggas, because crackers is niggas too, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So if we don't critical think, which is a necessary skill, and come together, bruh, it ain't gonna be no change. We gonna continue to see, and everybody gonna wear t-shirts and put the sign, not knocking what you're doing, brother, about putting the sign on your truck. In my opinion, I'm just not gonna mark myself in my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I see that. You have some, because if you keep it out there long enough, you're gonna have some people picking it around your house. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna have to use whatever tool that you got in your house to get the beat from around your house.
I'm not saying they're not gonna do it. It's probably not gonna be the people from this neighborhood. And like I said, it's okay. And from you speaking, I can tell. You know, you said, well, I'm not gonna put up a sign. So we're just putting up a front, acting like we can stand up to the system. We can't. I mean, just putting up a sign in your house. You know,
no, I'm
you're not saying anything.
I said that. No, I said that. No, I speak to the person directly. Me, that's because that's the type of person I am. No, because now I'm talking to you. You know how I feel because it's coming out of my mouth, and I'm not hiding it from you. You know what I'm saying? But you know, just to bring it to my place of safety, my place of refuge, and you know, I'm not. That's why I prefaced it with, I'm not knocking what you're doing, because I do think that has some weight. I just don't want to bring that extra attention to where I lay my head, because just like Martin Luther King, when Coretta Scott King and the kids he was out marching, they was throwing fireball bottles in his house. You know what I'm saying? Why would I invite that to my house? You know what I'm saying? That's
okay. So if nobody's gonna, if nobody is older than I am, if no one is gonna take the risk, even on such a low level, then we should just shut up, stay home, and let it go. Wait till the next wait till the next black guy is killed. But I don't. I was willing to. I thought about this deeply. I thought about this deeply. I spoke to Rich, and I told Rich I'm not sure, you know, because I know what the repercussions can be. I'm ready for it though. No, we're not gonna live forever. None of us gonna live forever. Rich, billionaire, no matter who you are, we all are headed to the same destination. We have been led to believe that.
But do you have children?
No, they're not with me. They're gone. I even thought about that too, you know. So, but they're away from me.
See, that's what I'm saying. I have children, bro. That's why I'm saying that type of you got, like you said, you fully thought through that. That's why I'm saying I'm not knocking what you're doing. It's just that everybody's circumstances are different, and they have to critically think about their actions.
How critically can you think? How much critically can you think? I thought that was critical thinking. I thought, what can I do in my small way?
For you,
in my small way, and I was the worst I've done.
In your situation, but for me in my situation, I'm the person that's willing to be on the street in the front line with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to walk next to the person and be like, "Hey, man, what's good?" You know, if I was standing there next to if I was that, because I thought about this too. If I was standing there, I would when George Floyd was getting his neck pressed on, they would have been arrested me, because I'd have pushed that cracker right off his neck. You know what I'm saying? Why the dude telling you he can't breathe? I'd have pushed his ass right off his neck, and then I would have had to deal with them then. You know what I'm saying? George Floyd would have died if I was standing there.
If you're lucky, you wouldn't have died, but they would have pulled their guns on you, the three of them, and shot you. Because I as this was happening, I watched it and I said, can somebody push him? And there was a black guy there who was trying to get by the Asian guy. I think he was going to go to that cop. He was going to take the chance, but the Asian guy kept blocking him. So it's not like nobody tried. I mean, they tried.
That little ass Asian dude, he could have pushed that dude out the way and then went right over there and pushed the dude off his neck.
That's Monday morning quarterbacking.
This what would have happened.
That's Monday morning quarterbacking.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's true, but at the same time, we talking about the individual who's standing there. He probably was scared for his life. I'm just saying, if I was in that situation, I'm not gonna stand there and let another Hebrew Israelite get killed. Not me. You know what I'm saying? Not in front of my face. And I'm sure if it was one of your children or somebody in your family, you would have did the same exact thing. You would have pushed his ass right off his neck. You wouldn't have stood there and just watched him do that.
Did you hear what I said? There's a black guy who was trying to get around, but the Asian guy kept stopping him. He was tried. It's not like he didn't try. The young girl who was taking the pictures kept pleading also. I mean, she's a young girl. I didn't expect her to push a cop.
He didn't try hard enough. He didn't try hard enough.
It doesn't sound good, man. It doesn't.
That wasn't no taller than 5'5".
It doesn't sound good, because if that guy is watching this video and for somebody to put him down like that, because he tried. So I mean, maybe you should apologize for that, because he tried.
I mean, maybe we see it from two different perspectives. I just didn't see where he tried hard enough.
Listen to the video.
That's just my opinion, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Listen to the video.
Talking and actually putting it into action is two different things.
Like I said, he wasn't just talking.
I can run through somebody. He didn't run. I didn't even see him get on the. He was on the street, but the dude was standing there. He back. I think at some point the ate on his belt buckle, and that's probably why he didn't move forward. But how hard is it to run 3 or 4 steps? He could have ran over there real quick, pushed the dude off, and then dealt with the consequences after the fact. But the dude ain't on his neck. You know what I'm saying? And that's what ultimately all of us wanted to see. And that would have helped prevent what we're looking at today. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you have your way of viewing it. I have my way of viewing it. And you know what I'm saying? We just have to agree to disagree.
I give the guy some credit for trying. That's what I said. I give him some. I wasn't there. I give him some. We can stay behind our computers and say what we want to say, but this guy was on the spot. I listened to him. He pushed the guy supposedly from the store who caused the whole thing. He told him, "You get back inside. I've been here all this while. You get back inside. Let me handle this." But there's so much he could have done, because that guy Derek was ready to respond to him.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll go and look at the video again, just to see what you saw, and if that's the case, then I stand corrected. I don't have a problem with saying that.
He could have done more, but maybe he didn't want to. Just like my man Travis Swift, he didn't want to face the consequences. And also, man, I'm gonna be honest. If I saw this video and I didn't know the end results, I wouldn't guess that he would have died. But now when his body went lifeless, I was like, damn, he fucking killed him. So, hindsight, I mean, it's easy to say, oh, I would have did more, but you didn't know. If you didn't know this guy was going to die, then, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Touchy situation. And like you said, nobody in the world knew the end game. Nobody. And they couldn't have known the end game either. You know what I mean? So yeah, you right. That valid point.
We have to give the young girl who took that vantage point of that video, because if the Asian guy was in the way, this would have turned out differently. Because let me tell you, I watched this video several times, and I'm saying to myself, this guy is not going to choke this guy to death. It seems like that's what he wants to do, and they keep begging him, please don't let him die. Please don't let him die. He can't breathe. And you see him start losing his breath, and you see he fucking went limp, and he died. And the guy still kept his knee on it. And I'm all the way over here in Georgia. And I'm going through the motions. Can I push this cop out of there? Can I do something for Floyd? And this guy didn't give a shit. And then they picked him up like worse than they would pick up roadkill and threw him on that gurney.
I mean, it's straight up murder.
Yeah.
Either way it goes.
Yeah, it was a murder on site.
I murdered him. I mean, they could have, you know what I mean? Man, like they say, man, you can't fight faith, man. Sometimes, it's a fucked up way to go out, but obviously, like they showed the video where they had him in the car, they was doing something to him, and they got him back on the ground or whatever. So if they wouldn't have got him there, man, they probably would have drove him off in the car or something. Oh, he was resisting. He got out or something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it's a good thing that he died, but I'm just saying, like, the guy did what he could. Maybe he could have done a little more to help, but at least they got it on tape. They got witnesses. If they wouldn't have did what they did, they wouldn't have been there, then, I mean, hell, nobody would have known. He would have just died in vain. Oh, he was resisting. We tried to restrain him. It's just a fucked up situation, man. This
Well,
is up all the way
yeah.
around.
Well, that's the
it's
one
not.
thing I do like about the generation we live in is that we have the technology that can get all of this stuff out instantly so everybody can see because the stuff it's been around, you know what I mean? I remember seeing that video when the dudes had the black dude tied up to the back of the truck and was dragging him around like that, you know what I'm saying? They did that all through the 50s and the 60s, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. But during that time when it happened, we was able to see it because somebody was able to get it on videotape. Without the technology, you're right. It would have just been another black dude who died in vain, you know what I'm saying, for no reason. And then that dude would have got off and probably would have did it to somebody else, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I do like about this day and age. And you're right. I can't even remember your name, brother. About the girl who did the video, you know what I'm saying? A lot of kudos goes to her because without her, we probably wouldn't even know about this story right now.
Yeah, we have the videos. We need the justice, and it hasn't gotten us justice. And recently, I was watching. Do you guys remember that guy in Oklahoma? I think he was running away because of insurance or something. And a guy who wasn't even a cop, he was a part-time cop, was shot him in the back, and they got they got their knees on him, and he said, "I couldn't breathe." And the guy said, "Fuck fuck your breath" or some shit like that. The cop said to him, and they killed him too.
Yeah, that was South Carolina. That was South
No,
Carolina.
that was Oklahoma, I think. There's that one there.
You talking about where the black dude was running
incident.
away from the cop?
Yeah, he was running away from a cop on the street, and then the guy shot him. I think they shot him after. Yeah, they were on his back, and the guy said, "I couldn't breathe," and they killed him.
So, Matt, what if George was your son, man? How would you handle that if you want to
If it was my son,
Yeah.
then I'd be killed. My son would be alive, and I'd be killed. If it's my son, it's different, though. If you say, I noticed Jackson Jeter asked that, what if it's your son? But again, Floyd is not any of our sons. Okay, so that's
true.
If it's your child, you jump into it. You don't even think about it. It's just natural. Okay, I have this cat right here. Maybe I take off the video so y'all can see it.
You got who? What is that? You got cat?
No, he said a gato. I'm sorry, a cat. I'm practicing my Spanish here, man. You know what I'm saying? Every time I hear something, my mind triggers just the way. Yeah, he said he finna put a cat on the screen. But yeah, man, if it was my son, I agree with him. I'd be dead too. You know what I'm saying? No cop finna be sitting there squeezing his neck on my kid's neck like that. Matter of fact, I'd have took it a step further. I'd have came over there punching and kicking. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely know I would have been dead. I tell my parents this all the time. I was born when I was supposed to be born because there ain't no way in the world I'd have made it through the civil rights era. No, just no way. You know what I'm saying? Because the stuff that I read about and the stuff that I seen, getting sprayed with water hoses, letting German shepherds attack me, getting beat with billy clubs, and you know what I'm saying, and all that, getting accused of looking at some white woman and all this stuff, man, not me, bro, not me, dog. Me, I'd have been the first one dead. They'd have got rid of me quickly. You know what I mean? And it would have been a lot of them. Because the first one, I can handle 2 people on my own. I'm strong enough to be able to handle 2 people. It'd have been 3 or 4 individuals trying to take me out. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel. But I think anybody with children, a mother, or a sister or something like that in a family, I think anybody like that would have attempted to prevent that situation. A lot of people probably just talk, and they probably just would say that. But there are some individuals who would have took action. I happen to be on that side of the fence where, it ain't just no talking, you know what I mean? Because I've been in a position where the cops, and this was back in 2006, and these dudes pulled me over. I had just bought a car, and I didn't have my and there was a paper tag on there, but I didn't have my license because I had did all of that in the same day. So they pulled me over, and I had, and I think this is why they pulled me over, because I had went to this smoke shop to go get me some stuff to clean my pee, because I was getting ready the next day to go take a drug test or whatever, and they see me coming out of there, so it was an opportunist type of situation for them. They probably thought I had something in the car, and I had a paper tag, and this, that, and the third. Man, they had me all on the ground on that hot ass asphalt in Florida. But it took 2 of them two of them. You know what I'm saying? To restrain me. It took like 10 minutes for them to try to restrain me. Then they threw me in the back of the police car and all that stuff. So I've experienced that before, you know. But that's how I know that the white people, you know what I'm saying, that's hiding behind a police badge, you know, they try to use that as an opportunity to, exert their quote unquote strength of force on somebody, especially if you black. So I've actually been in this position before, you know what I mean? So I said that to say that, you know, if you're going to protect your own, then you're gonna have to make a conscious decision or effort to know that there's gonna probably be a consequence after the fact, but you got to be willing to go with that consequence, and that might be your life.
Yeah, shout out to Jason for the Cash App donation. Appreciate it, man. I'm not sure who's Jason in here. You know, the Cash App bring up the government names and stuff. But shout out to you, man. Appreciate it. If you got a question, go ahead, post it. We got brother Gino in the building. What's going on, man? Let's try to keep the conversations a little shorter, brother, so we can pass the mic around. What's your thought, man? Violent protests, riots, peaceful protests. What's the deal, Gino?
Good evening, fellas. I was just about to text you right now in the back chat because I was breaking up the whole time. I'm walking around the neighborhood, stretching my legs, getting a little exercise in. And I'm like, God damn, my internet is hella bad. But yeah, man, I think a mixture because as I've always said, there's not a one silver bullet for this. You know, it's a multi-approach thing. And at times I don't like it, man, because you know, at the end of the day, you'll end up hurting your own self. You know, you're hurting the community. The police cars that are getting burnt or whatnot, damaged, it's your tax dollars paying it, right? And some of these officers, they welcome that shit because guess what? They get a brand new car. So, it's not really good for everybody, but sometimes, the uncomfortable things is needed, is welcome. It's not easy, and this country, as much as we love it, as comfortable as it gets here for us, it didn't get like that. Just everybody doing the easy shit. Even the people we're talking about, the mayonnaise squad. As much as you hate them, they've had to do some real nasty shit and even some evil shit to get all the reaches they got. So at times, to get to the comfortable place, you might have to do a lot of uncomfortable shit. However, my biggest problem in this whole thing going on right now, and I know these people, they're not really that important or whatnot, but every time I see these people, bug dancing, some of these quote unquote black Republicans or conservative, whatever the heck they call themselves, like the Candace Owens, they make me want to throw up. They make me want to throw up. Can you imagine if white people were in slavery like us and they went through the Reconstruction era, through all the lynching? Do you think there will be like whites that act like Candace Owens, Brendan Tatum's, and the many others? That shit right there makes it so much harder for us. So much harder for us because
you got froze up. Go ahead, big boss. You want to chime in?
Yeah, I'll hopefully by the end of this we'll have a vote. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Big boss, just go after him.
Who you want to go ahead, Matt or?
Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I hope by the end of this we
go ahead. Seem like you want to talk, bro. Go ahead, man.
But hopefully by the end of this we'll have a vote with the people in the chat and everybody and find out what wins. We seem like we don't want to put up signs at home. We don't want to have guns. We don't want to go to the protest. If we're not gonna do either, then he says peaceful protest versus rioting. Then we just stay home and wait till the next black guy dies.
Gino, try to mute your mic right now.
I don't know. I might still breaking up. I'm almost at I'm walking back to the house because my internet is really bad. I just looked at my. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Big Boss was speaking, right? Oh, he clicked up. Go ahead, Big Boss. Big Boss, you there?
All right. So first of all, yeah, I meant to show y'all my shirt that I'm wearing. I'm here. Oh, you can't hear me? I hear you.
I can hear you. I don't know if anybody. I can hear you.
Oh hell no.
I can hear you.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you.
You hear me, right? Yeah, I hear Rick. Okay. All right. Guess it's me and you and whoever else. Yeah, Richie ever got the thumbs up. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So I wanted to show my t-shirt right here with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
All right.
Yeah. But anyway, to answer the question, like I said, if we won't change, shit gotta pop off, bro. If we won't change. My thing is, if we won't change, they have to start dying on their side. Yeah, I said it. That's how wars are won. Wars are not won by you killing your own people. You gotta kill some of the other people. That's the only way the enemy gonna respect you. So blood gotta be shed, man. Blood gotta be shed, or it's not gonna change. Like I still go back to my original point is we need to have a national database of all the police officers in America or their home addresses. And so this stuff can be addressed personally when the law don't step up. What should have happened in that situation, Derek Chauvin or whatever, well, all of them really, but he should have been arrested on the spot. So like maybe a commanding officer higher than him, like a captain or a lieutenant, should have came out on the spot. He should have been in handcuffs right there on the spot. Outside of that, he's not arrested right on the spot. When they did finally chose to arrest him, he should have got way more than some third-degree manslaughter. If not first degree, definitely second degree. And the other officers should also be charged. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know if can you hear me?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. We hear you, boss man. I agree with you 100%, man.
I know, right? It's been kind of weird.
Never happen like that with a cop, man. It's just like the cop can kill the president and still
Yeah, I mean,
let me add something here. We know where this guy lived. They're protesting next to his house. What's that doing for them? They're protesting next to his house.
That's the problem.
Big boss,
I can't hear him. I can't hear him now.
Y'all got that Metro PCS in there.
You see how many? Did you see how many cops were protecting his house though too? Did you see that video?
Exactly. That's what's going to happen at every cop's house that you show up. Are you ready to face them? Are you ready to face it? We can say all the stuff that we say. We can say it behind a computer screen. But when it comes to people that think that just putting a sign on my truck, they wouldn't do that. So how tough can you be?
Yeah.
Just putting a sign in your yard, you can't do that. How tough can you be? You know, they're there. Huh?
I said, damn, Losi calling you out.
I'm straight up, man. Right. I say it as it is, and I don't care what it is that I attack you, as long as I'm telling the truth. Not you, anybody. Get their address. Get their address.
You calling me out?
Get their address. Then what you're gonna do? There's a lot of people around his house. Did you see the police chief was there with them? You know what else is there with them?
Yeah.
The technology that's above. Okay. The technology that's above.
I think that go.
Go ahead.
Of course, but okay.
Yeah. So
Satellites. Yeah, I get that.
all right.
Okay.
So
Well, first
like
of all,
I said, okay,
I
boss,
can't
go
say
ahead.
I can't say everything on here because I'm not going to incriminate. I'm not going to incriminate myself.
We know that.
So
we know that,
I
and
mean,
don't do that.
Use your common sense. Put 2 and 2 together.
We know that, and don't do that.
They said show your face, then, Matt. Now listen.
Right. All right. So I'm not going to incriminate myself. I went as far as I was going to go.
Okay, you guys want to see my face so badly?
All right. So here's
you want to see my face so badly? So now, what does that do? Does that change my message?
It don't have to change the message, but
does that change my fucking message?
So I didn't. So I'm not. I ain't attacking nobody. All I'm saying is
that. Y'all.
Yeah, exactly.
Say that again.
Because I ain't never. Yeah, I ain't. I'm not him. I'm not him. You know what I'm saying? I'm the guy. I'm gonna handle my business. You know what I'm saying? Because if it come walking up to me, trust and believe it's gonna get handled, especially if it's coming to me. So that's number one. Number two, I didn't never say anything about not having no guns. I got plenty of them, so I ain't worried about that. So like again, if you come around my way with that mess, then you're gonna have to face the consequences. And I hope you're just as good at shooting as I am. You know what I'm saying? That's number two. But number three, my whole point, I agree with both what you just said. Let me see, what your name is, Matt. I agree with some of the stuff that you said, and I agree with some of the stuff that Boss said, particularly what Boss said, eye for eye, and particularly what you said, Matt, with you talking to, is you gonna do something? Well, none of us really know each other like that unless we've hung around each other's space for a duration of time. We only know each other through conversations over the computer and over the telephone. So in that sense, none of us know what anybody's really going to do. So you're right. People
now,
just talk.
Right.
Can say
you know what you already know what I did. You already know what I did. It's on record. You already see it right there.
Oh no, I ain't seen it.
I can take the camera. I can take the camera outside and show you some more.
Oh yeah, you're talking about.
But you're not going to see anything different.
Yeah, you're talking about that.
You see, here's the thing, and I'm not because you guys are brothers. I'm not gonna. What happened? Am I still on?
Yeah, you're still on. I'm just showing your picture.
Because you guys, my family, I'm not gonna come here and bullshit. I listen to all the bullshit, man. I listen to all you guys, all you travelers. I listen to all of you, and there's a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Huh? What's that, Big Boss? Huh?
Go ahead, Matt. Finish up.
Oh, I thought he was addressing me. Yeah. I just want to be real. Now I'm in a different position than you guys are. Like I said, I'm at the age I'm ready to go. I'm not looking to go attack anybody.
No, I just laugh, man. I hear you, man.
You know.
I just.
But because you're on YouTube, there's no or any platform. There's no sense to think of what you're saying. Think of what you're saying. We already, again, I said that and I'm going to address it again. The two people, the black girl and the black guy that was there, they tried their hardest. You know, I listened to it. Like I said, I watched the video and I'll keep watching it because I want to get more angry. Okay. I want to know where I live, you know, and what's going on. I've already been angry. You want me to call all the names I called earlier this morning, Richie? The names of the people.
We believe you, man. We believe.
You don't have to believe me, Sam. You can look it up. You know, all the names that have been killed.
We know about most of the cases. You know.
Exactly. So the question is, what are we going to do? You know, let's address the issues, and a simple issue. Why would somebody attack you for just putting a sign that says "I can breathe" in your yard? If you want to do something to help.
Cause they with that shit, man. They with that, you know.
You know, and going out there and breaking the buildings. I know everybody wants to go get material things, and to do what? You know what you need in life to survive? Food, water, and oxygen. You don't need a goddamn house. If that's the case, I'll ask you, how come the homeless guys? I saw the homeless guys next to that door. Those guys were about to crash on your video, Richie. I saw that. They don't have no home, but at least they must be eating and they have food to eat. And the rest of it that we're fighting over is nothing. I was watching Oprah Winfrey with Ileana today, and she said what COVID-19 taught her is that all the material things she has in her house don't mean nothing. And I put in a comment, it took you that long to find out material things don't mean nothing? Oprah Winfrey, took it that long to find out material things don't mean nothing. And you know what we're fighting for? And most of these people are going to stores that don't even have food. Some of them is food. They went into Walgreens. I guess Walgreens has food, but most of it is material things we don't even fucking need. Excuse my language. I didn't want to. And I'm not angry, but when I get passionate about a subject, that's how I get. Okay, we're not even fighting. We should be looting the grocery stores if we were really hungry. Why you all going for jewelry stores and sneakers? And why the hell you all buying $200 sneakers anyway? It's none of my business. You don't have to tell me that. I know it's none of my business.
Hey, bro, what did Oprah say?
You can find it. She's on YouTube, Oprah and Ileana, and she said that one thing COVID-19 taught her that all the things that she have in her house don't mean nothing, which means material things don't mean nothing. Okay, but why did it take Oprah so long to find out material things don't mean nothing?
So she didn't say nothing about the people that's being killed by the police?
Oh no, we already addressed that. If you went there before, that I was saying that if people like Oprah and all the celebrities went to march, I think that would have an effect, because the subject matter is peaceful protest or rioting. I believe that if all these rich people got together and protested, now like Big Boss, is this
Big Boss
I keep forgetting your name. The U.S. flag up on your face.
Big Boss, Big Boss.
Big Boss. Okay.
The Black Republican.
All right, Big Boss. I got a brain freeze. Anyhow, but yeah. So we were saying before that if those celebrities go out there, I personally believe they would have an effect. Okay, the governor of Minnesota made it his duty to mention this morning that he got a call from Jay-Z. That was just Jay-Z. Okay, I know that Jamie Foxx was up there. I think because we're trying to look for a solution. I think that's one solution. Otherwise, we can just stay on YouTube and go on TikTok and go on Instagram and
Yeah, you said a lot right there, big bro. I'm gonna call you OG Matt, okay? You said a lot, and I think a lot of the things you said, they're really valuable things, and it really showed where how capitalism, money and materialistic money and these materialistic things that we put so much value on, it take a big chunk of our life, the amount of significance we give these things. However, we kind of cannot live with some of them. Some of them we do need in our life. We do need funds to buy food and things of that nature. As you said, we need food to survive. But I think the capitalistic power, the capitalistic factor in a lot of things play a big chunk in what we're living right now in some of these things. That's why you don't see a lot of celebrity. Of course, you don't see Oprah making straightforward statements to condemn these kind of things, because she has to work with these people,
Got you, man. Let me stop you right there. That lady got billions of dollars, man. Come on, man.
Yeah. Let me add something very quickly. Let me add something very quickly here. Can I?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Richie. The reason I decided to do this, because I told you at first I wasn't going to do it, is if I get killed, it's on record. So at least you all know what happened.
Yo, but see, all right, hold on. Let me stop you right there. Matt, what I'm trying to say is what Los was trying to tell you earlier is it's almost like he was saying, like, okay, you live there, you're probably not by yourself. Why put other people in danger? That's what he was trying to say earlier.
But what other people? What other people in danger? What other people in danger?
You live by yourself?
I live with my wife.
So what kind of danger? Right. What kind of danger?
My wife has told me that maybe I should park the truck where it was before.
That's why he was saying what he was saying. He was saying like you put other people.
Well, see, here's the thing. Hey, exactly my point. You put in other people in danger. Like Big Boss said, you gotta fight. You gotta shed blood if you want freedom.
Yeah, but if you want to
so either we shut up, either you put up or shut up.
Everybody gotta be on the same page though.
Why you can't take
the fight and we're not. Apparently we're not.
Why you can't take the fight to them? Why they got to come to you?
You know what I'm saying?
Why do you want me to take the fight? I didn't ask. See, I'm not looking for a fight, man. I see again. People don't understand. That's why when this guy stopped and said what he said to me, it was just a sign on my truck. It's like a piece of artwork. You can interpret the artwork any way you mean. You can think. Well, I put it there so that my gang can notice it and come and protest. You can think that.
But
I'm saying.
But you also said that your realtor knew before you called her. So that means word got around. So because of that, that means that same dude who actually stopped and said, get that the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? You think he didn't go tell somebody else too? And then maybe.
Oh, I know that. See, that's what I'm saying. I know that.
Listen to my scenario though. Say you keep your truck out there for 7 days straight with that message on your truck. I guarantee you, give me 14 days, 2 weeks. I guarantee you within that 2 week time frame, you're going to have a group of individuals at your house. And guess what? If you have to leave and go to work, I don't know if you work, but if you have to leave and go anywhere, okay, but if you have to leave and go anywhere,
what city you in?
And your wife at home alone, bro,
are you guys spies or something? You want to know where I live? You don't know where the fucking cops live, but you want to know where I live.
No.
Ask the question.
None of your fucking business where I live.
Yeah, but
are you really for us, or are you fucking spy?
I don't care. I don't care where you live. Me personally, I don't care.
The person that asked where do I live, bro? What the fuck else do you want to know? How often do I fuck? I don't fuck anymore. I jerk off. I've been jerking off for 9 years.
Real quick, OG Mac, can you call 9 real quick? Let me say something real quick.
Yeah,
Sir, I did not ask you where you live at to know where
listen up, man. Hold on. Listen up a little bit. Listen up. You keep talking. Just listen up. Somebody asked where I live. Was it the one that asked you? If it wasn't you, don't answer. Don't address it.
I was trying to get context to see if you live in fucking Alabama or if you live like in a, let's say, in a more urban area, or if you live in the redneck town.
Hey, Bello, before you got on, I think he mentioned that he lives in Georgia.
Oh, is there a town? Is there a town in the United States that's not a fucking redneck town? Where do you live? They don't have any rednecks there.
You don't.
Where do you live?
Nuance. There is a nuance. OG. That's the only way I support that. I like that.
Where do you live? You don't have rednecks over there?
I live in Boston.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now Central Park is not a redneck town. But what, that chick is not? You don't consider a redneck? The one that called the cops on the black guy?
That was New York.
The entire United States, the entire 50 states of the United States is racist, bro.
That's true.
So if you think you live in Boston, did you hear what I said about Boston before? Where you live, in Roxbury?
There is nuance in all of this you're saying, but
do you live in Roxbury?
I don't live in Roxbury, but I go through Roxbury. I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Do you know what happened in Roxbury a few years ago? Do you know what happened in Roxbury? That's where the thing happened that I told you guys earlier. Do you know what happened there?
Yeah.
Do you know what happened? Do you know what happened in Roxbury?
I know they have a reputation for racism out here. I understand.
Okay. Do you know what happened in Roxbury that caused the police to ransack the entire community in Roxbury? Do a little research. I'll give you the name. His name is Charles Stewart. Charles Stewart, Stuart, and look it up.
Hey, Matt, I think the point that he's trying to make that in certain parts of the United States, because you're correct. Racism is everywhere. But guess what? In Tampa, Florida, it ain't like where you live, bro. You know what I'm saying? People in Tampa, Florida like to throw the rock and hide their hand, bro. In Georgia, they do it right in your face. You know what I'm saying? That's what the point he's trying to make.
So because the racists are not out in the open, that's a different kind of racism.
I didn't say it was a different kind of racism, but it is seen differently because somebody who is not knowledgeable over.
See, I think we have a problem here.
As opposed to somebody walking.
I think we have a problem here. There's some black people who feel that they're safe because of the community where they live. This guy lives in Boston. This guy lives in Boston where a white guy took his wife into a black community in Roxbury, shot his wife, killed his wife, blame it on a black man, and then he thinks that he's talking about where you live.
This brother got on a military. He got on a military uniform. I know damn well he could be dumb as hell to think that he's safe anywhere he go. He got a military uniform on. Yeah. He'd be a fucking fool to think like that.
Yeah, and Lowe's.
So I don't have to wear my military uniform. I said earlier, I think I did. I served 4 years in the United States Air Force and 4 years in the United States Army. Now you want me
But
to
I'm
bring
talking
out
about
some
his
pictures
mind.
for you?
No. I'm talking about his train of thought, brother. His train
Okay,
of
so
thought.
don't try to one up on me, man. Don't try to one up on me. All right? You probably served in one military. I served in two in the United States military.
Okay, listen, OG.
Hey, we on
I
the
ain't got
same
no
page, y'all.
military.
Hold on. Yeah,
I'm
same page.
a street dude.
Look,
Let's pass that.
I'm glad you brought that up. Listen, see, I'm from Florida. It's funny you say Florida. I'm from Florida. I'm from Fort Lauderdale, right? I've lived
Okay.
in Jacksonville, Florida. So I understand the dynamic, especially Georgia's right there. I understand that. And I've lived in a lot of places. And recently, before I moved here, I was in California. So I've lived in a lot of places. And I was stationed in England for 2 years. I've been in some places. So that's why I was asking you the context, the nuance. I was trying to find out what area, because some places where you do this, they will welcome this shit in the neighborhood. And some places, they may not say anything, but you might get a little eye, they're looking you a little funny. And some places, they're gonna let you know straight up the nuance. That's what I was trying to find out. But I feel like you're saying a lot of shit, but you being slightly a little bit too emotional and not processing your thoughts.
And the other part of it is, I guarantee you, if he had his truck, if he lived in Montgomery, Alabama, or goddamn Lowndes County, Alabama, if he had his truck, that bitch would be on fire right now. He wouldn't even be out there with that sign on, because them crackers up there don't play that shit. They don't want that. If they say get that shit out of the neighborhood, they're gonna make sure that shit is up out of their neighborhood. And I know that. I spent 4 years of my life in Alabama. And on top of that, I was born in Greenville, Mississippi. Take that shit to Mississippi, where that mayor in that goddamn, what county that was in Mississippi, where that cracker made that dumbass statement about this situation right now. Man, they ain't playing that shit in some parts of the state. So if you take your truck and you put that in certain, all he was saying, if you put your truck in certain areas in this country, your shit wouldn't be sitting out there in your front yard right there with that sign on it.
Yeah, we don't want the OG to think like we're fighting him. We're not fighting him. We support that shit, actually. You know what I'm saying? But there are some things that are not necessarily black and white. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like mad nuances, and you must be able to like come through it and see like which way to process this thing. So I'm not against you, OG. I'm not fighting you, and I'm on the same page with you. But it's just that you must understand, if you live in Georgia, and I don't know where in Georgia you stay, but I know, hell, them need probably the whole Georgia. But if you don't live in urban areas, like Atlanta and Rich, I'm sure will know all the areas, whatnot. But having lived
they prejudice in Atlanta too, bro. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, I mean it's a southern state. It's a southern state, and not that I'm saying northern states are better, but it's a man. I lived like 8-9 years in Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm from Fort Lauderdale. That's where I went to school at. So I understand exactly, what I'm saying, and the nuance that he's not seeing or whatnot. It's just those big old letters too. They're kind of like right there screaming at people, and I don't know, bro.
See the area that I live.
Can I come in here?
That I live in Hillsborough County. I'm not gonna be long. The area that I live in Hillsborough County. If I decided to do what you did on your truck on one of my vehicles, my car sit out there all day long. Ain't nobody gonna come around there on my block and do nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? They just gonna be looking at me probably like, man, this nigga crazy, man. Why would he bring this over there? I might get a note on my door, or I might have the HOA or the homeowners association come say, please remove that off of my truck. That's about the only thing that's gonna happen to me in my neighborhood where I live at in Tampa. You know what I'm saying? But shit, I know damn well if I went to Montgomery, Alabama,
Daytona,
it be the same.
If you're in Daytona, it's gonna be a whole different ball game over there too.
Real Frenchies out there.
People in Daytona. A
lot of real Frenchies.
What happened to Big Boss? He left.
Yeah, he gotta go to work tonight. So I'm about to end the live in a minute because we're going on 2 hours, but I'm gonna let y'all express yourself.
I already knew because I rather listen. I've been listening to you from when you started. And like I said, I've been listening. What's that?
Oh no, I was just messing with you. I'm like, damn, you listen to? I'm messing with you, OG.
I don't know if you're serious or not, but that's why I'd rather listen and maybe what I need to do is get off the internet because And when I first contacted Rich, it was about the helicopter crashing. And I heard all kinds, especially Umar Johnson got on a shtick about how he knew things weren't right with the helicopter. And everything Umar Johnson said was a lie. Everything was a lie. He didn't know what he was talking about. And most of the other people didn't know what was happening. And anybody who was a pilot knew exactly what happened. Okay? The person who had the ultimate authority over that crash was the basketball player who died. But he trusted his pilot because his money is paying for the flight, and he can say, well, the weather is bad, we can't go. But it was up to the pilot to tell him that this was a bad day to go. But I'm not going to go into that. That's a whole different thing. But that was the reason I first contacted Rich, because I heard people on his live, everybody trying to be an aviation expert. And none of them knew what the fuck they were talking about.
OG, I like how you're speaking right now. You're speaking very calmly and you're making real logical sense. I like that. And I'm not trying to invalidate anything you said before. And I like what you said. And a lot of those people you're speaking of the Umar Johnson, the Tariq Nasheeds of the quote unquote black, I don't know what you want to call them, the woke black or internet woke black people. They are grifters. They are grifters like these black Republicans I started getting on earlier, but my internet was acting up. They are grifters. They are the same as the Candace Owens, the Brendan Tatums, the ABLs, and many others. The Hodge twins are making white people feel real comfortable so they can line their pocket.
Yeah. But anyhow, man, let's get around to the last words, my brothers.
So what's the consensus? What's the consensus? Should we riot or should we safely peacefully protest?
Who, in my opinion?
I don't know. Wasn't that the subject? Was that the subject of the life? Or was the subject of the life? Or is the subject of the life just to bullshit and not get to a consensus?
God damn, OG is savage, man. Shit. Damn, OG too raw for them. Y'all ain't ready for OG.
Y'all was the one getting way off topic, not me. I was trying to keep y'all
on topic. You ain't ready for OG. You ain't ready.
Listen, man, we on the same page, man. We can't disagree.
No, we're not, Richie. No, we're not. I just found out we're not.
Man? What page you on, bro? What page you on, bro?
OG. I'm on your page, but we're not, because I'm seeing now we're not.
We have. Okay, if somebody don't agree with you, that don't mean they not on the same page. They just want to do it a different way, man. I mean, come on, man.
But what's the way, though? So we came here to figure out which one is better, or is that what we just came here just to talk about? Those
yeah. Okay, let me.
We came here to express our opinions, man. You know, that's it, and it's just opinions. Everybody opinions like asshole. Everybody got one. You know what I'm saying? That don't make us not on the same code. I don't think.
Hey, Los, man, you stop being scared to ride, man.
Hey, bro.
Man,
let me tell
y'all
you
got
something.
Last words, man. Because I mean, I can't make y'all best friends. I can't make y'all get along. Either.
Yeah, let me get mine. Yeah, Richie, let me go ahead and get my last words out of the way, because I want to make it blatantly clear on where Carlos stands. Well, the number one thing is, if I was in the United States, you know what I'm saying, I would be for something. You know what I'm saying? But my way of viewing it is it's going to have to be constructive. I don't mind doing the eye for eye. And if it comes down to it, laying down my life for a cause that is right. But I'm not bringing the smoke to my house, directly to my house. I'm not going to do that. And that's just me and my personal opinion. Now, as far as what the topic is about, peaceful protests and rioting, like I said when I first came on, I don't think that there's a proper way to protest, because we are too far gone. We have a group of individuals called millennials, and those ones after the millennials that don't critical think. They don't know how, they just react and respond. That's it. That's all they know how to do. And we're looking at what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Right on TV. They're burning down stores and taking jewelry and shoes, which amounts to absolutely nothing. It's going to take the generation in the middle, which I fall into, the Generation X, and then Matt, the generation that you are from, you know what I'm saying, to be able to logically come up with a plan like you're asking for and execute that plan, whatever that may be. So whether that may be peaceful or rioting, Who knows? But I can tell you right now that the peaceful protest from what I'm looking at, that peaceful shit ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been peaceful doing that shit too long. How many times somebody has been killed and all we did was print up a t-shirt, go down the street, march, and then 2 weeks later, we right back to quote unquote normal again until the shit happens again. You know what I'm saying? And only been getting this way since Trayvon Martin has been doing that for every person after him. You know what I'm saying? That's what we've been looking at over and over again. So that peaceful shit ain't working. But and then the other part I want to inject in there is that I really feel like that there's other things at play in this situation. So the moment that we go, and the reason why I say that rioting is not going to work, because the moment we do that, I just got a text message while we was on here maybe 20 minutes ago. They got a citywide curfew in Tampa from 7:30, that's in 15 minutes in that time zone, all the way until 5:30 in the morning. You think them niggas finna abide by that? No. And you know what's gonna happen? The National Guard gonna be out there on the streets busting them with rubber bullets or real bullets. You know what I'm saying? And that's my standpoint.
All right. What's your last word, Brother Matt?
I was just gonna say love and peace to everybody. But I read there's a comment here that says, I support the OG, but you know you might get smoked. You might want that. Your neighbors might not go protest. Keep the energy positive. I'm not going. That's my protest. My truck is sitting out there with a sign, and obviously it's a powerful message. Those of you who haven't heard what the encounter was, it is what it is. Like I said, what I do all day is I sit and I read and try to gain information. I'd rather sit. This has been a good experience, but I don't think I'll be on again. Love you all.
All right, peace out, brother, man. Appreciate you sharing your story. Last thing you want to say, brother Gino, man? Well, you already did yours, right?
No, I didn't. I see what you tried.
Keep it kind of short, man. Keep it positive, man.
Yeah. No, OG, man. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry I wasn't catching everything from the beginning, so I do miss some parts of this conversation. And what Lo said is 100% accurate and proper, because it's not the one thing that's going to fix this thing. It'll be a multi-front, a multi dimensional approach to this thing. Writing, I think sometimes you gotta have to do it, because the peaceful protest from back in the 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, you see how they ended. I mean, we got like barely a little something out of it. And if anything, that taught them and made them codify their racism. They've codified to a supreme level, So at times you must get their attention. The only way to get these people's attention is somewhat physical, and the physical aspect of it's just kind of, the business, the buildings and their money and things of that nature. And OG, as far as the truck, them white people probably sitting over there looking at their, looking at that truck, shaking their head and be like, man, look at that motherfucker breathing, and I can't breathe on his truck, So, but I know you don't give a fuck, man. I say, hey, just be careful out there. I'm saying, just watch your back, cause especially in Georgia, man, them motherfuckers are real evil, man. You never know who's gonna do what to you in a corner, in an alley. So stay strapped, man. If you're gonna be out here like this.
All right, shout out to everybody on the panel, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Appreciate everybody coming on, sharing their opinions. That's all it is. Their opinions. So I'll talk to y'all later. I'm sure me and Dree's gonna do the show as normal on Sundays. We always do our show on Sundays. Not sure what the topic gonna be. Shout out to everybody. Appreciate y'all, man. Be safe out here.